Today over illegal appointments she allegedly made for several positions inside the village, among them.
I'm a private investigator. I've got some book that says Super Mayor. Inside I have from the United States District Court, Northern District of Illinois.
Tiffany Henyard, often referred to as the so-called super mayor of Dalton, Illinois, is no stranger to controversy. However, her recent actions have left many in shock. From extravagant spending to allegations of corruption, Henyard has found herself at the heart of a political storm that continues to intensify. And if you think the drama couldn't escalate further, get ready, this story is just beginning.
Several new developments in South suburban Dalton today. First, the state comptroller has suspended some payments to the village because it has failed to follow the law by providing financial reports.
So what's really going on with Tiffany Henyard? To start, the mayor has been making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Many of you may recall her from previous scandals, but now she's under even more scrutiny. It's not just about her questionable handling of public funds recently. Henyard has been accused of using taxpayer money for personal expenses, including lavish shopping sprees and first-class travel. And instead of backing down, she's standing her ground, insisting that her critics are simply envious of her success and are attacking her because she's a Black woman in power. For the past year, we've been
reporting on questionable spending by a South suburban politician named Tiffany Henyard, but we only knew half the story.
Let's take a step back and look at how all of this began. Tiffany Henyard, elected mayor in 2021, has been accused of everything from mismanaging the village's finances to using town resources for her personal benefit. And when we say personal benefit, we mean thousands of dollars spent on trips, luxury hotels, and even shopping sprees on Amazon. Yes, you read that correctly. One report revealed that Henyard spent over $43,000 in a single day on Amazon. Talk about an extravagant shopping spree. But it doesn't stop there. Public records also show that she spent money on high-end hotels, including stays at the Four Seasons in Atlanta and the Marriott in Times Square, New York, racking up bills most people can only dream of. And the plot thickens. Henyard's spending spree wasn't just for herself. She reportedly brought her close advisors and allies along on these trips, with taxpayers covering their first-class flights and five-star accommodations. While Henyard claims these trips were for the benefit of the community, many are questioning whether they were actually just personal vacations disguised as official business. Henyard's response? She's playing the victim. At a recent public meeting, she lashed out at her critics, saying, "You all should be ashamed of yourselves. You're all Black, sitting here attacking a Black woman in power." She even went so far as to call her opponents grandstanders who are simply jealous of her position. According to Henyard, she's being unfairly targeted because of her success as a Black woman running a village, and her critics just can't handle it.
That the government always does it is to go and investigate people around her, and that's what they're doing here.
People aren't buying it. In fact, Dalton trustees and community members have been outspoken about their frustration with Henyard's leadership or lack thereof. Trustee Brittany Norwood didn't hold back, saying, "How about you be a good leader and bring proposals to the forefront so not just us, but residents and everyone else in America know how the money is being spent?" Ouch! And if that wasn't enough, Henyard's troubles don't end with her questionable spending. She's also been accused of retaliating against anyone who dares to oppose her. Several local business owners have come forward, claiming Henyard shut down their operations simply because they refused to contribute to her political campaign. One local businessman, Lawrence Gardner, said Henyard essentially pressured him to donate to her campaign. When he refused to renew his donation, she allegedly had his trucking business shut down. Gardner even went so far as to compare her to Nino Brown, the notorious character from New Jack City, suggesting Henyard's leadership style mirrors the gangster persona, right down to the reportedly gangster-inspired outfits she wears to public meetings. So, if you're wondering whether things could get any messier in Dalton, the answer is a resounding yes. Henyard's administration has been mired in one scandal after another, and now there's talk of a federal investigation into her spending habits. That's right, the FBI has reportedly served subpoenas to both Henyard and members of her administration, digging into her financial records. With millions of taxpayer dollars unaccounted for and allegations of forged checks and withheld financial records, it's no surprise that the feds are now involved.
It's shameful. Y'all are a disgrace.
We're watching the fall of this administration.
But Henyard isn't going down without a fight. In fact, she's already gearing up for her re-election campaign, and despite the swirling controversy, she remains confident she'll win another term. She recently announced her plans to run for re-election with all the fanfare you'd expect from someone who's dubbed herself the super mayor. Naturally, her critics are furious. Trustee Jason House, who is running against her as part of the Clean House slate, said, "We look forward to Election Day and hope the residents will vote for us to continue doing the work we've been doing." He's not alone in hoping for change. Many community members are fed up with Henyard's antics and are ready for new leadership that will actually prioritize the village's needs. Speaking of those needs, let's take a look at Dolton's financial situation under Henyard's leadership. When she took office, Dolton had a general fund balance of $5.61 million. Fast forward to May 2024, and that balance has plummeted to a deficit of $365 million. That's right, Dolton is now millions of dollars in debt, and vendors aren't being paid. With the village's finances in shambles and more layoffs looming, it's clear that things are heading in a troubling direction.
Very appreciative to receive the information today. We have the best mayor ever. I've been here since 1993.
As if financial mismanagement wasn't enough, Henyard is now facing eviction from her own home. That's right, the mayor, who earns nearly $300,000 a year, is being evicted for failing to pay rent. Her landlord, Janetta Hull, has gone public with her frustrations, stating that Henyard and her boyfriend, Kamal Woods, haven't paid rent since August. Hull said, "I have a child to take care of. I can't afford to pay for where you live. You're making $375,000. According to Hull, Henyard even went so far as to change the locks and garage code to keep her out of the property. Now Hull is stuck paying legal fees to evict them.
Please tell me how you're out of order. You're out of order. How do they operate?
Under federal investigation, facing eviction, and running for re-election while Dolton is drowning in debt, it sounds more like a reality TV show than real life. In fact, some people close to Henyard have speculated that she might actually be filming a reality show, given the cameras that always seem to be following her around. Meanwhile, the residents of Dolton are outraged. Local resident Andrea McKay voiced her frustration, saying, "We have senior citizens who can't even afford basic necessities." Another resident, Valeria Stubbs, didn't hold back, stating Tiffany needs to be locked up. She needs to be made an example of. She can't go around using our money and spending it however she wants. Like the job comes with a cash register.
Things as the supervisor, there will be no comments, there will be anything, it will be me addressing you guys and telling you what's going on.
Despite the backlash, Henyard appears determined to hold on to power. She's even taken to social media to defend herself, going on a 90-minute Facebook Live rant where she suggested she would seek the arrest of her opponents. Yes, you heard that right, she's now threatening to press charges against those who criticize her. In the video, she boldly stated, "I will be seeking arrests for individuals involved. I will be pressing charges." While she didn't specify the crimes her opponents supposedly committed, the message was clear: Henyard isn't backing down without a fight. What makes this situation even more surreal is the growing divide between Henyard and her former allies. Sources close to the mayor have revealed that several key members of her team have either distanced themselves or outright turned against her. One of the most significant shifts came when her former assistant, Carmen Carlisle, publicly criticized Henyard, accusing her of gross mismanagement and unethical behavior. Carlisle, who once worked closely with Henyard, has now become one of her most vocal critics, even providing testimony that has fueled the ongoing federal investigation. This betrayal is just the latest in a string of defections, leaving Henyard increasingly isolated.
Supervisor Tiffany Henyard is finding a way to spend money that trustees say they intentionally did not approve, one describing it to me.
Reportedly, Henyard's actions have caused deep rifts within the local government. Trustees who once supported her have started to question her every move, especially in light of the village's financial crisis. At a recent village board meeting, tensions were high as trustees grilled Henyard over her use of village credit cards. Trustee Jason House, who is running against Henyard in the upcoming election, didn't hold back, saying, "We're not just questioning her leadership anymore, we're questioning her integrity." With internal support crumbling, it seems Henyard's grip on power is slipping, but she refuses to acknowledge the growing opposition.